in Indianapolis. It's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, it's the Thursday opener for the new NFL season between the Seattle Seahawks and the Indianapolis Colts. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
He's brought down at the
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
First and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Now already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there.
Good. Makes the score Seahawks 3, Colts 0.
Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
Fielded near the back of the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz.
Not only does he look the part, he plays it as well. Tall, prototypical-looking pocket passer with better athletic ability than what people think. Gets outside of the pocket and makes big plays downfield.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Carried by number 24.
Charles, we get a look there at the draft class for this offense. What do you make of it?
Well, overall, I like the balance of the guys that they selected, because to me, they got a few guys who can step in and play right away, which is exactly what you want. But they also drafted for the future as well. They've got some guys who might need a year or two on the practice squad, so then we'll find out if they can actually play.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Don't give him enough. Don't give him enough.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point attempt to come here. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded near the back of the end zone, and he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Shotgun now for Wentz. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
But he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Bowers. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Look at the spin. Balance. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Wentz. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And to give this time to the tailback. He'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
The ball carried by.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Flush to his right. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. 2nd and 7. Going to give this time to the tailback. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
He's brought down.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
That's good.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
At the 26-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Wentz to throw again. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Vinatieri for the Colts field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That's about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. And we got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as
pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun on third down, Wentz. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36.
4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Fielded just inside the 20. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
First down.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
Under pressure, and down he goes. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught at the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 59 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Colts set to take over here offensively. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And his throw is incomplete. Mecole Hardman the intended target, but it'll be second down.
Hardman incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And 12.
So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, good to get another season underway. We'll get back to you guys for the second half of the season opener. But first, let's take a look at what's still to come here in the opening weekend of the NFL season. As far as the early games go.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and the half will begin with a touchback. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Wentz. Catch made, it's Moreau. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is brought in at the 21. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Second and 11. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
That's the second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going for Metcalf on the deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Steps away to his left. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And his kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game.
6.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. He'll have a first down past the 40, the 40, the 20, 10, and that's a touchdown. But hold on, there is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Holding offense.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
Still first down.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off. But a nice game there for a first down.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Wentz now to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
He's brought down back at the 40-yard line.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Go.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll get him down right around the 16. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Needing the top yards, they run it with their fullback. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain.
DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now the 2nd down throw on target. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now a handoff here to his running back. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and now it's 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
At that time, the tackle by Malik Hooker.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
2nd and 6. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll try to run this one in. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The 2nd down play, not much better than the 1st, just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And they are going to score again. Yet another. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this one. Everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it. And then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Seahawks, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Day. From Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well set up for the rest of the year.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? What? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
2nd and 6.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 96 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter whether they're going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Now they try the right side here. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. The Seahawks and Eagles, you might remember, they met up in the wild card round a season ago. It's a night Philly fans could probably stand to forget. Carson Wentz exited early after just 4 passes thrown, and Josh McCown had 40 years of age brought in, but the Seahawks, they were too tough as they slugged out a 17-9 victory. And to give this time to the tailback. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
First down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. So the Eagles now, they'll be in great position here to start things out. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
win the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. A gain of 6 there on first.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 14.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. From 10 yards out, and the Eagles have taken the early lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive, and they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
3rd and inches, they just handed to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and he's got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll look to throw here, eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Out of the gun now on third down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is fourth down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. So not only do they convert on fourth, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
First down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. These two teams all tied after 1.
The score tied 7-7.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
open down the middle of the field. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Morrison. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen. Broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. And out now come the Seahawks. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. On the give, this is their fullback. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Only needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled him with the inside run.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf.
his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Point after try forthcoming. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it all culminates with a Seattle score.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Watkins, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
They'll run on 1st down. Morrison. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. This is taken around the 12. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And their last two drives both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
A big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here they're trying to make it 3 in a row. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
And the Seahawks first down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
The pass.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete.
The pass.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
At the Eagles' 16-yard line.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended for DK Metcalf. Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. That is caught inside the 5. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So we have reached halftime, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
Michael Dixon to kick off for.
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week on our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The quarterback taken down and sacked.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down. Side complete. It's Morrison. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Escaping the pressure right. Going for... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 78 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes. And while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try to fashion together a drive.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
To number 8.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
It's a gain of 9.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Morrison. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing.
He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 32 on the play.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Going for... This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner.
Eagles 7.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On first down, Morrison. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll set up to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The quarterback taken down and sacked.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return.
Their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
2nd and 6. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And got his man complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 74 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into...
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
today. From CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Seattle Seahawks taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
There are a few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect clear afternoon. Heck, you can see all the way to Mount Rainier in the distance here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Seattle Seahawks. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes, because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28.
By number 37.
Charles, we get a look at the draft class here for this team. What do you think?
Well, I think for the most... part, I do like what they did, because to me they got some solid players in the early rounds, and then if I'm correct in my evaluation, they got some great value in the later rounds as well.
They run the option on second down. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Decent run, maybe hoping for a little bit more. It does, though, set up third and manageable.
And every play that's run, if it's blocked perfectly and executed perfectly, it's set up to go for a touchdown, right? But I like the way you described that one. Just get into a third and manageable, nice decision-making, and took care of the football.
Complete to number 84. A gain of 13.
So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
On first and 10, Starr. That one into the hands of Hamilton. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 more on that one and another first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They'll run on first down. It's Rose. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Operating from the gun, Starr throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From the gun, Starr, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback is sacked.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Operating from the gun. Starr looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing the 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Now Aldrich Rosas for the field goal attempt. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
Right. What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff looking right. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Going up top.
It's caught at the 10. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards.
First and goal.
The teams practice their plays during the week. They're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game. And they hit that one there for big yardage.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Looking to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
Second and goal at the Jaguars' 4-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Nothing.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Josh Allen in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down.
Third and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive.
And I think the ball's out. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Ball on the play. Out of bounds. The offense retains.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. From the gun, Starr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rose. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go. Oh, wide open. Complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
And it is up.
The kick is good.
And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now.
Jaguars 3. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Starr firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Brings up
in so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Throwing on 1st down. Starr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again. Starr. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
On 3rd down. Hutchins. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
A gain of 2 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And it's taken in at the 9. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds.
At their own 19.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This 2nd quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right? Trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And I think he's a guy, if they had let him walk, no one was going to be shouting from the top of a mountain. But he's a good guy. He's a good locker room guy, too.
Good locker room and a good player. I mean, he's a valuable starter for them. And if you just want to start over and maybe bring in someone new, the learning curve might be a little bit big. So it's a good job by getting him taken care of.
And that's caught inside the 35.
Oh, it don't matter.
All the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
To kick off for Seattle.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? On first down, Starr. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
A loss of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. 1st and 10. Starr. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz. Too fast to handle.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, Starr. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
A 10-yard loss on the play.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage focuses on him, and rightfully so, but it's been a good job of a team to get this lead.
I'm with you totally on that.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
On 1st down, Rose fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Fielded at the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup.
Aldrich Rosa set to kick off.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Incomplete.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Get a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Brought down at the
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Try to run this one in. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
down at the 2-yard.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll try to run this one in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And his kick is good. And that will
make the lead now 26.
Seahawks 29, Jaguars 3.
So put another 3 on the board off. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the...
Today, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
The onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
They'll run on first down. It's Sharp, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. These two rivals played 2 of the better games in the NFL a season ago. You remember Week 17, it was Dre Greenlaw stopping Jacob Hollister at the 1 to preserve a 26-21 49er win. And that wound up both winning them the NFC West and earning them the #1 seed. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this carries into the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. On first down, Sharp, and he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first, but they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Out of the gun now on third down. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 18 yards, first down Niners.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's got this down to the 35. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
No gain on the play there, second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a short gain here down to the 22.
To get the ball carrier.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9 now. Throw left side complete. That's Sharp. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
On the Seahawks 2-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, we dominate today.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He's brought down at the...
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 21 carries, 110 yards in the score.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
That's the
Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for him, too.
Back to throw now on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
25-yard line.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction.
They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That'll pick up the 1st down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Back to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
25-yard line.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll run on first down. It's Sharp. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Gain of 9.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
First and 10.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Back to throw again. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 4 yards out. And the 49ers are back within a score.
The kicker.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
6 on the play. And
They
this.
face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll try and throw for it here. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
In your face!
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. Boy, the action just coming fast and furious right now. If you got up to go get a drink from the fridge, you picked the wrong time. 2 long touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's how you answer a one-play drive with a one-play drive of your own. And you're exactly right. If you step away from the action, my dad took me to a Major League Baseball game when I was 8. I needed to go to the bathroom. Of course, while we're in the bathroom, grand slam home run.
Well, it tends to happen that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, my dad still hasn't forgiven me.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Got his man complete over the middle. That's sharp. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll look to throw here. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs. So we've reached halftime in a wild. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
21.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards on the play, first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Going. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 56 yards. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on
good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but
There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Open man is Hiya, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he is going to have the 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 4 catches now on this drive alone. They can't stop him. It's another first down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The quarterback sacked.
That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
It's now 3rd down and long.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
35.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Second and 15. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Throwing here on first down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
That's a gain of 4.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. They'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain.
49er.
A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. On first down, Sharp. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 6. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
And they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know,
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Conversion is no good. That keeps the score.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Going for Met. That's caught inside the 20. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, 57 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll set up a throw. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. 7 yards, the pickup there. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. He's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
I beat it right there. I think that's enough.
And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.